my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Joyce Anyanwu. Hey, wahala, Nigeria politicians, so we are not going to kill person for this country. You people will not kill us, oh. You people will not kill us, my people. The way people are so hungry, hunger in the land, people cannot get 3 square meters into board. EFCC are discovering EFCC are discovering 753 duplex. Oh. Sorry, oh my people. Let me cough. This one reached to cough. Nah, man. When I saw this news, and the worst part of it, they say they don't even know who owns that duplex. Yay! EFCC, una too much. Una no keep person with una corruption for this country. Anyway, my people, there's a lot to talk about in this video. Yes. The way some governors has added to the 70,000 minimum wage to their own state. Yes. So anyway, my people, let's listen to what is trending in Arise TV morning show. So we will come back. Now hear me. We will talk our own. Yes.
In Osun State, though, public service unions endorsed Gov.Adeleke for a second term in office at an appreciation rally organized for the governor over the implementation of a new minimum wage of 75,000 naira and several pro-labor policies and programs of his administration. On fire. This guy basically has proven himself. I believe last week he won the leadership best governor of the year. I mean, this is what we need to see from our state governors. Some state governors are even saying they cannot afford the new minimum wage, and we are seeing some governors, I believe your governor also was 85,000.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes, and then Lagos says you always lead. Ademola Adeleke has done very well. This public service union workers celebrated him yesterday, not just for this implementation of the new minimum wage, also for several of his pro-labor stands in the state. In the meantime, the labor union has condemned Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwufuru over his threat to sack striking workers in the state over non-payment of the national minimum wage. The president of the union, Joe Ajero, in a statement said the strike action was preceded by failed conversations and notices to the governor on the need to implement the 2024 national minimum wage since it was signed into law several months ago, while Ajero described the governor's threat as irresponsible and unhelpful. Well, let's listen to the governor before we come back for a discussion.
If you didn't go to work, not only that I will not pay you salary, but I will replace you within the next 72 hours in your office. If I didn't see you in your office, as far as I'm not guilty, I'm not owing you, I'm paying you what is supposed to be paid, and according to agreement, according to everything, I am not owing you. If you didn't go to work within 72 hours, I will replace you. And I called the Chairman Civil Service Commission. I've directed all the commissioners to go to their offices, all the agencies or the department of government must be in their office and record the people that come to work.
In one breath, we see a state governor increasing minimum wage. In another breath, this man is still having conversations with the workers in the state.
We have the opportunity to compare and contrast.
Yes.
Two different states, two different types of governors. In Osun State, where Governor Gov.Adeleke recently celebrated 2 years in office, we saw reports of how he has touched the lives of people in the state in all the 333 wards in Osun State. That's the number of wards that they have. We have seen how he has paid salaries. When he became governor 2 years ago, he met a backlog of about 16 months on paid salaries and arrears. And he cleared all the arrears. In addition to providing infrastructure, roads, digital projects, promoting education and all of that. And, the point I made is that many people know him as the dancing governor, but they can see that there is sense in that dancing, there is method to his dancing, and that he's not just dancing, he's serving the people. Now let's go very quickly to Ebonyi State, where Francis Wifuru, the governor, is threatening workers. What is the offense of the workers? Because they say they are going on strike as a result of the non-implementation of the new National Minimum Wage Act. Well, Francis Wifuru, they used to be told that it is called New National Minimum Wage Act, but it's not just that it's Minimum Wage Act. It's an act of law. That's why it's called an act. And what the Labour Congress is complaining about is that governors are bound to respect the laws of the land. And he's so bold, having a state address yesterday, or was it on Sunday, threatening workers. Is he aware that workers deserve their wages? Has he heard of such an expression before? Is he aware that this is a democracy where a governor cannot behave like some taskmaster, threatening people, saying that he will sack people if they don't show up in 72 hours? Has he read labor regulations that the governor in the state cannot just come and sack people, that there is a procedure? And this is a point we keep making about the leadership recruitment process. People who are not prepared for leadership should not be allowed to get near government house or any important position, no matter how privileged they may be, no matter how rich they may be. Now to Governor Wifuru, the best thing that he should do is to respect the law and stop threatening people. He says he has instructed the head of civil service and the commissioners to go around, like he's sending his boys around, to go and be taking register of who comes to work, who does not come to work. I sympathize with the civil servants of Ebonyi State to have such a man who needs proper education in terms of procedures, in terms of the meaning of a law which he should enforce. If he has issues, he should negotiate. There is something they call the adjustments, the consequential adjustments. He should sit down with labor, they should work out the template for payment. The workers of Ebonyi State deserve their wages, not threats. And the new national minimum wage is an act of law which the governor must respect.
All right.
Otherwise, you will be breaking the law by threatening the civil servants.
Well, good advice. Also in Enugu State, Governor Peter Mbao on Monday signed a $100 million deal with Austrian investors under the auspices of One Day Nexus, a foreign direct investment to modernize water infrastructure. The governor met with the Austrian ambassador to Nigeria, Thomas Schelslinger, at the government house to formalize the signing. The governor said the investment will be injected into the downstream water sector to improve service delivery and ensure equitable access to clean water for all households in Enugu State. Ayo, Rufai, we charge the governors. This is what we need to see. We need to see more measures that are being taken for these social welfare programs. Water, access to clean water is great. We're seeing these in Osun State, now Enugu State. A quick comment, and then we take this story.
So a couple of things. Kudos to Governor Mbao. In fact, we interviewed him here before he became governor. He had been working on this water thing. Now they have gotten to a point where they are fixing the old pipes, also doing through the reticulation process. But in all of that, they've also discovered that most of where the old pipes used to be, they've built homes there. So they don't want to destroy those homes. So they're carrying, and I'm saying this because based on evidential evidence, I was in Enugu a couple of months ago and I saw things for myself, you know, and they're working at that, you know, to be able to fix the water infrastructure. Also, they're also working on, if you know, Enugu has hilly areas, highland areas, how to be able to pump across those areas and also out of town. It's a very, very laudable project, I must say. And also getting this investment is also going to help show up the potential, because when the governor came in, the argument had always been, oh, Enugu used to have water, like most parts of the country used to have water before. But all of a sudden, the water infrastructure has decayed over the years and nothing was done as regards it. So if he fixes this, good. Secondly, I want to talk about Iwofuru.
Okay.
Truth has to be said. I am not surprised that Iwofuru is doing what he's doing and he's very high-handed. He learned from the people ahead. Is it not in this country that the governor sacked over 20,000 teachers? What happened to the governor? Did the NLC just go there, make noise, do protests and all of that? What happened in the end? So people have gone away with all sorts of shenanigans and murder in this country. In fact, he sacked teachers to the extent that he sacked the NUT president.
Well, all right.
So that's how bad politicians have become high-handed in this country. Except you tackle the political class and you tackle the corruption that they bring and the high-handedness, the country will never move forward.
Absolutely.
So people like Iwofuru has got a precedence. What you should tackle is the abuse of power and ensure that he never gets the chance to be able to repeat all of this shenanigans again.
Well said.
And Labour should stay on this.
Well said.
Is it not in this same country that Labour went to protest against the governor and said that they beat the Labour leader, the LLC president?
I think it's great that we're having this discussion, really. And, you know, like you rightly said, Rufai, Labour should stay on this. And I hope that the governor of Ebonyi State will have time to change his stance and negotiate with the workers, especially this Yuletide season. The Christmas season is not the time to be sacking people at this point. But also, I mean, we're going to keep highlighting the state governors. We're going to keep putting them on the spot. Kudos to the Enugu State governor, and kudos to Governor Gov.Adeleke. We'll take another story. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission announced on Monday that it has recovered 753 units of duplexes and other apartments in Abuja that were fraudulently built by a former top brass of the government who is being investigated by the agency. EFCC, in a lengthy post on X, said that the forfeiture of the property is the single largest asset recovery by the agency since its inception in 2003, while some Nigerians on X have questioned the identity of the former government official involved in the crime. Let me take this reaction from Mr. Ebony. He wrote, "What is the name of the former top government official? Which ministry, department, or agency did he head? At what period in time did he head the government MDA he stole the money from? What was the amount he stole from the government's coffers? After the forfeiture of these properties, what next? Will they be sold to recover the stolen fund, or will they be left to rot, as it is the norm in Nigeria?" These and many more questions need answers in order to enjoy the trust of the public in your activities. I think Mr. Ebony's question quite apt. All of those questions are the sort of questions that we are seeing Nigerians asking the EFCC. They are quick to make this announcement. I mean, the post was quite lengthy. But, you know, we have seen that the EFCC, they would normally post a normal Nigerian. I mean, I did see a picture of Bobrisky after he was arrested and all of that. And we've seen normal Nigerians being posted on their website. So who is this top or former top brass government official who was involved in this scheme? 753 duplexes. Ayo.
People are speculating because, like you mentioned, there shouldn't be a different set of rules for certain Nigerians and another set of rules for more privileged Nigerians. 753 duplexes in Abuja, and I'm sure in a choice part in Abuja. I can't even begin to imagine when you estimate that what that would be in terms of money. How much money must have been stolen to be able to build this estate? The first thing I'd say is that, number one, for transparency and to deter, I think there's an element of shame that comes with naming the perpetrators, except it's going to affect the current case in court, because it did say that the person in question is still undergoing the court process. So maybe that's the reason why they've chosen not to reveal the identity. But if the court has ruled that it's been evidence that the person is not able to trace how they got the money to build this estate without linking it to funds that were gotten illegally or funds that belong to the state, then we deserve to know who the person is. The second thing is that we often hear of these recoveries, and kudos, yeah, fantastic, EFCC, you've done your job, you've recover the assets. But then what happens to the assets afterwards? Where does it go to? Are they, like the question on X asked, in the spirit of transparency, let Nigerians know the full process, not just this big announcement and celebration of recovery of assets, but actually that to ensure that the loot is not relooted. Because that's what, that's the concern for many Nigerians, that after they find this out, it goes into another person's hands and somebody else, or is sold at a giveaway price to somebody who is a friend of the house. So the process of also disposing of the asset to recover monies to, put back into their coffers is also very important, so that it's an open bid and it's transparent as well. Right. But it is very sad to see the greed of one man, especially at a time when people are suffering, where you amass, and I'm sure that's not the only thing that this person has done. Yes, there's a lot more. To see that when people are suffering, what you're doing with your office of trust is to enrich yourself in a way that you can never finish spending the money. Some people have forgotten where their properties are. They don't even remember what they have because they've stolen, to the extent that they can't even begin to count how much they have. It's very sad. And beyond this, I have to say lastly, we should have processes to prevent these things from happening. It's not just the recovery of assets, but to ensure that they don't have access. The process by which this person was able to have access to that kind of money, build this, how did they get that sort of money? That's what we should begin to challenge as well.
Dr. Abati, what is the process really about unveiling or revealing the identity of such, persons? We have seen people on Twitter, even the former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, saying that it might be the former CBN governor or all of that. These sort of speculations, are they needed, really?
Which is the reason why, there should be full disclosure. What is important here is the people's right to know. What the EFCC is fighting is corruption, dealing with integrity, questions that have been raised by people's performance when they are in positions. The EFCC has quoted Section 24 of its Enabling Act, which gives it right to trace assets and to go to the courts to ask for the forfeiture of assets. In the ruling, in the judgment in this particular case, the judge was talking about the respondent. Now, in the court documents, in the papers, the respondent will be named, the person who is forfeiting the assets. I think that the non-disclosure is something that bothers the public, and no justification has been provided for that non-disclosure. The person should be named to prevent the kind of speculation that we have been seeing. That's number one. Number two is that this speaks to the collapse of values, standards in the civil service and public service system in this country. Once upon a time, in this same Nigerian civil service, if you took a car, in fact, you wouldn't even dare, to the office that was more expensive than your monthly salary or the income that is commensurate to your level, then you receive a query. Now, once upon a time in this country, public servants or civil servants traveling could not travel with their wives at public expense. But these days now, some people occupying certain positions, they will travel with their children, they will travel with wives.
Full disclosure.
They will even send, but do not be wood attachments.
What is that?
As advanced team, and keep them in hotels.
What is body no be wood?
Lamushwang, a.k.a. Lamushwang.
You have not heard of body no be wood.
A.k.a. side palanco. A.k.a. side palanun.
In addition to their
Lamushwang.
their wives are not, are they not?
Oh Lord, how
they will be in different
locations. Am I supposed to be laughing? What does this mean? Am I supposed to be? Okay.
In any case, what I'm saying is that values have collapsed.
Right.
The third point is about the human being. Greed, because of the failure of our institutions, failure of standards, the greed of persons who have access to the public till has become very expansive. And that is why you will find one human being who will have 753 duplexes.
Unfortunately.
At plot 109, cadastral zone C09, Lokogoma district, Abuja, for the benefit of people who may want to go there and see. And the EFCC said, in addition to other apartments, one man,
Dr. Abati has given full disclosure, the address as well.
I think I was having a conversation with Rotis, and I was telling that corruption is the biggest problem. He said, no, our budget is not big enough. Our budget...
What happened to the money that we budgeted?
Look at Mr. Taiwo, you didn't say yesterday. Our budget is not big enough. It's 31 billion. When you compare to South Africa, that is 5 times our budget. There's massive corruption.
Yeah.
Do you know how many schools this will build? Do you know how many healthcare centers? Do you know how many lives this will save?
Yeah.
So it shows you the level of corruption. But as regards non-disclosure, I will sing a song, Oji.
Tell me.
African China. Rich man wasting money, they not they see him face for cry fighter.
Come on.
Poor man wasting money, they go show him face for cry fighter. Tell me something I don't know. Rich man go de holla paya, modupe. Poor man go de shout, awala me, make una lead us where. No need this nation to fall inside where.
Right.
Rich man wasting money, they will never see their face.
That is quite.
Poor man wasting money, now they go see if it was a Yahoo boy, they will show you.
Yes, we've seen them. I mean, this is
one boy was jailed for stealing a governor's phone.
Yeah.
You see,
and we saw
in this same country.
Well, all right. I mean, I guess this is what we're doing here. We're charging the EFCC, Nigerians as well, to give us full disclosure in order to instill public trust in your agency. We'll take another story. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has disclosed that a pastor of the church was arrested abroad for using the phrase ladies and gentlemen during a public address. Speaking at the church's monthly Thanksgiving service on Sunday, Adeboye explained that the attendees found the salutation discriminatory and offensive. So let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
They arrested one of my pastors somewhere abroad. What was his offense? He was going to speak, and he got up and said, ladies and gentlemen. That was his offense. Some people reported him. That is discriminatory. He said, ladies and gentlemen. What about those of us who are neither ladies nor gentlemen? Oh, truth.
Okay, Aya, over to you on your comment on this story. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these people have come again, in a church again. Yeah. They are now bringing their own, you know, I've always had this issue about these transgender rights and all of that. How is ladies and gentlemen discriminatory for crying out loud? In some places,
I think this speaks largely to cultural sensitivity.
Yes.
So if you're going into a new country, it's important to understand the culture of that country, because things have changed drastically. And I think it was just pointing to the fact as to how things have just gone, you know.
Beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Oh, let's come back and talk about a little bit of, just analyze a little bit on this, you know. First of all, we know that, let's talk about Osun governor. No, Governor Adeleke. Yeah, everybody knows Adeleke family. Everybody knows that they have conscience. Yes, this family, they have conscience. They say where there is light, even though you put a light under the basin, the light must still overshadow the darkness. Even though it's under the basin, you will still see. Under the basin, the light will still be shining everywhere. That is how it is. When you are a good person, you, no matter anything, your goodness must be transparent. People will see it. Yes, we know it. Me, I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised because we know what Adeleke family are. They have conscience. They know how to treat people the way the way they feel. No, the way, how am I going to put this English now? They know how to treat people according to the way people will treat them. Yes, that is the word there. You know, so I'm not just surprised for this what Governor Adeleke did. I'm not surprised because that is how they are. You know, because if you really look at it, 70,000 naira as a minimum wage, even the 75, it will not even be enough. But for him, having voluntarily to add 5,000 on top of that money, and his state has been giving him, you know, they have been talking good about him. You know, as we earlier heard the way what Abati said, that this man, before he get into office, they were owing the workers, and this man clear everything. The road construction, this man has been doing a lot of things in that state. So even the Osun people are very, very happy with Adeleke. And this state is one of the states that don't even have money set. But you see the way the man is struggling, and his people are very, very happy with him. Just look at Ebonyi State governor. Instead of him to even give people the minimum wage of 70,000, he's threatening them to sack them from a job that he did not give to them, a job that when they got that job before he entered the office. Instead of him to pay, how can somebody be working? Just be working. There, even the 70,000, so people are still crying that it's too small. Look at the way things are so expensive in the market. Somebody that is earning 70,000 naira, how can, maybe it's a family of 4, family of 5. Did you know how much it is now to cook a pot of soup in Nigeria? A bag of rice. What about garri? What about beans? We are not even talking of school fees of the children. We are not even talking of uniforms and all other things. You know, transportation. We are not even talking about that one. People that have car, how can they put on fuel on their car with 70,000 naira minimum wage? And a governor is sitting in his office that he himself don't earn 70,000. He earns more than that. It's still more than that. Then to give people, your workers, the money that they have already said, okay, we have signed it, and you don't want to pay your own citizen, your own workers. You don't want to pay them. Instead of that, you are threatening them because you have not paid them, and they say they want to go for strike. You say anybody that goes for strike, you will sack them. Can you imagine? Anyway, my beautiful people, I don't even know what to say in this matter. Nigeria, hey, God help us. God help us. I don't really know. God, just help us in this country. I don't know when will this country be better. When will we even come out and say, oh, I'm from Nigeria, my country is better? People are just stealing. I don't know why people are so, all these government officials, they are so wicked. Why are they so wicked? They don't care of anybody. They don't have time. They don't want to know. They only think of their own self. And is this one not wickedness? How can you be treating a fellow human being like you so bad that you don't even care about the person feeling? Instead of that, you are giving because you have power. Because you sit in that seat that they even put you there, that you are not even qualified. That they use backhand to put you there. You are even sitting there and oppressing people that vote according to you. You know one thing, one thing I've come to realize in this thing. You see, these people, they are punishing people because they believe that they didn't win the election. They didn't win the election or won the election accordingly. People did not vote for them. That is why you see when they enter to that seat, they want to treat people so bad. They will say, after you did not vote for me. It's just like what Tinubu has been doing. Because Tinubu know that nobody votes for him. So he's not owing anybody anything. He can rule the country the way he feel like. Yes, that is what I believe. Because if you have a conscience and people vote you in that place, you want to please those people. You want to make them happy because they are the one they trusted on you. That is why they trusted you. That's why they put you in that position to rule them. But now you are giving them sorrow and tears, my people. So the next one, this EFCC recoverment. Hey, is it the government of 753 duplexes in our federal capital territory, Abuja. Hey, Jehovah! And the worst part of it, they are just even hiding. You know what? Ayo and Rufai and these people, I always like them. Ayo, Rufai and what is Abati said. Rufai even sing a song. He sing a song that China. He even sing a song that African China made. I don't even know. And when I watched this video, I was like, God, what is happening? Why? What is this man going to do with this kind of house? Is it this 70,000 minimum wage that they are paying? Is it the one that he used to build this house, or where did this man see this kind of money? Where? Only God knows. And now they don't want to disclose it. They don't want to tell us who is that person is. And they came out very happily for us to clap for them that they are doing their job. And moreover, let me even ask a question in this matter. Every time they will say EFCC has recovered a property, loot, loot. They have recovered loot, Abacha loot, that loot, everything loot. At the end of everything, we don't know where everything will go. They will not come back to update us that, okay, that thing we get from there, this is what happened, this is where the thing is going, this is where the property is going. Every time they will loot, every time they will loot, every time they will recover, every time they will recover. Now they have recovered another 753 duplexes in Abuja. So now, who is the owner of these duplexes? Am I the one? Or who is the owner? They say government official. Anyway, it's not new. When I saw it, I was surprised. But although I know it's not new, before this person will come, maybe the person has not paid his homage, because that is what I know. Maybe he has not gone there to pay his homage. When you go there to them and pay his homage, they will leave him. Is it not EFCC? All of them, they are corrupt. They just come here to camouflage so that people will think that they are doing their work. They are not doing any torum. They are not doing anything. If you don't go and pay your own homage to them, then they will come out. Now, just watch. Let's just watch this thing now. The owner of those duplexes will go now and see them. Let's just say everything will die. Nobody will talk about this matter again. We have heard it, and this is the last time we'll hear it again. My people, just mark this what I'm telling you. This is the first and the last we will hear about this duplex of a thing. Except the person did not go to see them. Except the owner of those duplexes did not go to see them. If they want to, if people start dragging them and they want to come and clear, and they will say, yeah, we have done, it's okay, it was a mistake, it was this, it was that, everything is okay, we have done all the, so that's what we will hear. That's the next thing we are going to be hearing. So my beautiful people, I don't know what I will talk about. Man, I can't go cut tongue for English, I don't have to speak. We don't hear them. So, like Enugu State government, Enugu State governor, he has tried to, at least, to water is the ultimate. People are doing well. Some governors that have conscience, some governors that really know what they are doing their work perfectly. People, even the people in the state, they are still giving them kudos. Yes. So, my beautiful people, if you people have watched to this time, thank you very much. Please subscribe to this channel, like, share. Thank you, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.